What's going on, everyone? So, going into this offseason, there was a lot of talk and speculation about what are the Warriors going to do with Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson has expressed that he wants to be there, but he still wants to be paid. And in many ways, you can make the argument that he does deserve it. Now, he's not the same player he once was, but the Golden State Warriors being in this era of winning championships, it's more likely than not over, right? Unless something drastic, some crazy trade, something like that goes down, which even if it did, it'd probably take a Klay Thompson or Draymond Green, right, to get that done. With the new CBA, it's just really hindering to teams like the Golden State Warriors. But, there has been a history of teams, like even the Lakers with, say, Kobe Bryant, right, that will kind of just give their guys the bag as like a thank you for all that you've done, right? The Golden State Warriors had a dynasty with Klay, Dre, and Steph Curry, and that's also a big reason why, like Draymond and Klay and these guys feel like, hey, look at what we did for just this city and the organization itself and, all the winning and success, right? Like, take care of me type thing. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and the Golden State Warriors need to figure out what are they going to do with Klay. They're willing to pay him, just not what he wants and expects from the Warriors. And there's a lot of questions about, is he going to leave this offseason? And, teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Orlando Magic, there's several teams that are very interested in kind of acquiring Klay Thompson. But the idea and thought was that, hey, Klay's not going to actually leave. They'll work it out, just like Draymond. We were in the same position with Draymond Green, and it was like, oh, Draymond might go to the Lakers with LeBron, or he might go over here, or go to Detroit, right? Like, there's all this talk, speculation, and then ultimately what happened? Draymond ended up staying with the Golden State Warriors. Now, I do think Draymond is more valuable to the Golden State Warriors than Klay Thompson is, especially at this stage of his career. But I do think Klay Thompson is still a very good, very valuable player that at the right price in the right situation could make a lot of sense for an organization. But it appears that Klay Thompson's time with the Golden State Warriors is done. There's a lot of reports and a lot of people sharing right now that Klay Thompson has basically scrubbed all of his social media of the Golden State Warriors. He's no longer following the Warriors. On top of that, he's removed all like the little subtitles and stuff, and basically anything of note, any images, any previous posts that he's talked after like the 2022 finals, all of that, and that's a signal that this is probably it, right? Because you don't do that unless you know, right? Like, is he really going to do that in frustration? Right now, maybe this is a signal to the Warriors, like, hey, if you don't handle business, look, like, I'm out, right? Like, maybe this is a signal, but those are important, impactful memories that I just don't think he wants to kind of get rid of unless you're in a moment where, I'm not coming back, right? And again, based on reports, the Golden State Warriors are looking to, like, just move off of Kevon Looney. Even like they may end up waiving him because only $3 million of his $8 million is guaranteed. The Warriors want to basically pack it in and start clearing some salary. And Klay Thompson would be a big amount of salary to clear off the books if you were to get rid of him. Maybe they look to go trade Andrew Wiggins and kind of just tear this down to the studs, with just kind of Steph and Draymond. But Klay Thompson does appear to be done. And look, he's going to have suitors. Right? A team like Orlando, I could see them paying him some money. He's not going to get a max. Like, even from the Warriors, he's not going to get a max. I think, what was it, like $25 million a year or $20 million a year was what the Warriors ballpark were offering. I think realistically, he's probably more of like a 15 to 20 million. I think like a team like Orlando, maybe you give him 20 million just because you got to, you might have to overpay to get the guy. But like a team like the Thunder, if I was Klay, I'd take, 15 million and go play with the Thunder. Right? Like, yeah, you be in a position where you be in the finals again. Right? And they could use the shooting. They could use somebody like Klay Thompson, especially with his willingness to kind of come off the bench and play whatever role. And look, he's always been very like transparent and public about it. Like, he knows the situation he ends, but he also understands, like, look, I had, in most cases, career-ending injuries that I had to have surgeries and all kinds of stuff on, and I worked my tail off to come back. Of course, I'm not going to be the same guy. Of course, I I want to earn what I deserve, but it's like, come on, like what more can I do type thing. And you kind of feel for the guy to an extent because he is realistic. He just is looking at it with the Warriors of like, if I'm going to take 15 million, I could get 15 million from half the teams in the league and be in a better position, right? Like if I'm going to take 15, 20 million from you, I go to the Thunder and take 15, 20 million and contend for a championship. Like we're not contending, we're not competing for anything, and like I'm sure he wants to be one of those players that's with an organization forever, right? It's a frustrating position to be in. I'm sure it's bothersome if you're Klay. I'm sure it's hurtful too if you're Klay, but everyone gets to this point, right? Everyone gets to the point where it's like, what you're past the money point, right? And it's just like from a organizational standpoint, it's like we got to do what's best for the future, right? Like can't give you 40 million being salary cap, and get all the penalties of being a second apron team and losing picks and all this stuff just to, basically miss the playoffs every year, right? And and Klay with all his injuries and everything like that, it's just a tough position to be in. But it's crazy that this might be the end of a dynasty. That this might be the end of it all, right? Like that that the Golden State Warriors big three and all the aspirations of championships and potentially getting another one and all that, it's over, right? It's gonna be interesting to see, like, what do the Warriors do with Steph? Does Steph stick around, or does he go like, I'm at the end of my career, I'd like to try to get another one? Do they end up trying to unload Steph at some point, right? If you lose Klay, I think it's definitely something you consider, right? If Steph is open to it, right? I know Golden State fans and stuff would probably be upset and riot, but again, like you want to do right by Steph. Man, it's like he's still an incredible player, and it's like he's only getting older. Like, if you're a fan of Steph, don't you want him to have an opportunity, right? Like, hey, go where do you want to go? Kind of do right by him, even if you have to send him somewhere you don't really want to send him. Plus, the haul in return you'd get for Steph still, you'd get an absolute bag for him, and kind of position yourself for the future. Kind of, let go of Klay. Maybe look to trade Draymond and unload Steph. Or, I don't know, maybe they spend the next year or two and recalibrate, try to build a contender again around Steph. But at that point, it's probably too late. So, it's going to be interesting. But crazy that this is the end of an era. Seriously, it is very bizarre. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you shocked by this news? Are you not? Are you like, this is kind of to be expected? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.